All right, guys. So the hosts over at Fox and Friends, who, by the way, don't really get along that well. I mean, I think that's kind of obvious when you look at Brian Kilmeade and Steve Doocy. They are going to debate whether or not Trump should go to the debate and like what the fallout of that could potentially be. So there's an interesting back and forth. Let's watch it and we'll break it down.
The candidates have been talking to reporters, and here they are over the weekend about how they are preparing for the first debate, which will be the official start to the campaign 2024.
No one in this country even knew who I was 6 months ago. And so I'm looking forward to introducing myself to the people. I think Donald Trump is free to make whatever decision he feels is right for him.
We feel really good going into the debate. I love debates, and I'm looking forward to it. And I think it's a great opportunity for Americans to start focusing on who's going to lead us after 2024.
I'm just going to be me. I feel like I've been preparing for this first Republican presidential debate my whole life.
Well, there he is. He wants to be him. But so far, if you were to ask the American public, according to a CBS poll, what should they focus on? 91% says make the case for themselves. Only 9% said make your case against Trump. Right. What do GOP voters want to hear about? Not about Trump. 86% about the economy, 83% for reduced crime, 81% stop illegal immigration. And when you look at who's leading, Trump has done nothing but increase his polling numbers. A lot has to do, Ainsley, for what you said. Over the summer, the only thing we hear about is Trump indictments and his pushback. So 62%, DeSantis with 16, Ramaswamy with 7, Pence with 5, Scott with 3, Haley with 2, and Christie with 2. So that's where we stand going into debate 1.
Trump said on social media, on Truth Social, he was boasting about the debates, why he's not going to do it. He said, the public already knows who I am. Right. And he goes on at the end of the post to say, I will therefore not be doing the debates, plural.
It sounds like he might not do any of them. Unfortunately, by skipping the debates, Donald Trump may actually be helping Joe Biden because he's giving Joe Biden an excuse for not debating Donald Trump. That's one of the things that Ronna McDaniel told the former president when she was trying to get him to do the first debate, but he said, nope, not going to do it.
I don't know how that would be, though. How could Joe Biden rationalize not going against Donald Trump?
Because if Donald Trump says everybody knows...
Kilmeade is immensely stupid. Just a straight up low IQ kind of guy. That was beautiful.
Because if Donald Trump says everybody knows me, I don't need to do it, then Joe Biden goes, everybody knows me, I'm president.
Joe Biden would love to have an excuse not to be in the debate.
I mean, if he doesn't want to do the debate, I can totally understand it because he can't get through a sentence. If you watched him over the weekend just slur his way through that mini summit, and who knows what's going to happen in Hawaii.
Right, so
but this is so dishonest, right? Because... yeah, does Joe Biden have his problems? Absolutely. Now, of course, he's pointing to the most superficial one, which is just like he's really old and he has trouble speaking. Yeah, that's true. There's like policy stuff you could point to. He doesn't point to any of that. But the more important thing is like, for all of Joe Biden's woes, he's not facing 91 criminal charges. But Brian Kilmeade brings it up as if it's like a slam dunk against Biden that he's really old. But like nothing to say about Trump's criminal charges and also covering for his ass the fact that he's skipping the debate, which, by the way, how cucked are you? This debate is on Fox News. It's your network. You won't even stand up for your own damn network?
I don't know how that would be, though. How could Joe Biden rationalize not going against Donald Trump?
Because if Donald Trump says everybody knows me, I don't need to do it, then Joe Biden goes, everybody knows me, I'm president.
Joe Biden would love to have an excuse not to be in the debate.
I mean, if he doesn't want to do the debate, I can totally understand it because he can't get through a sentence. If you watched him over the weekend just slur his way through that mini summit, and who knows what's going to happen in Hawaii.
Right, so Joe Biden would love to see Donald Trump not do it. Then he's got a perfect handle. I don't have to do it either then.
David Axelrod said over the weekend that Donald Trump would be crazy to do this because he's got such a substantial lead. It's all downside. I don't necessarily agree with that. But to say that, I'm not going to debate RFK, you could say I'm the sitting president. But to say you're not going to debate the number one contender, you would be the first time since, I guess, Eisenhower and Al Smith, since there's not debates, since Kennedy and Nixon.
Yeah, but this is also the first time that in an open Republican primary, which is what this is, the candidate who's leading is like, piss off, I'm not going to debate. That's also a first-time thing. So that's just as worthy as criticism. Look, we've had this conversation 400 times. I'm going to say it again. It should be a law. You can have standards around it. You can say, hey, you have to be polling at least 2% and get X number of small donors, etc. I'm okay with some minimal standards, but it should be a law Biden should have to debate RFK and Marianne Williamson. Trump should have to debate all of these ghouls and goblins. Like the idea that I just don't feel like it. I don't care if you feel like it. You want the most important job literally in the world, and I'm supposed to care about your feelings? You get to go hide on your couch as opposed to actually getting tested face to face. God, they're so like snobby and entitled.
But either then,
David Axelrod said over the weekend that Donald Trump would be crazy to do this because he's got such a substantial lead. It's all downside. I don't necessarily agree with that.
The Republican base loves Trump for his vibes. The Republican base loves Trump for the fact that he provides a show. It's not for his policy chops. It's not even for his debatability. Trump just has to go up there and beat Trump, and all the polls after the fact will say that among the Republican base, he won the debate. So it's quite the opposite. He has everything to lose by not doing the debate because he's ceding the stage to these other weirdos. For once, he's not going to be the show. And so I like, he's just trying to cover for him by citing like David Axelrod. So like, who cares what David Axelrod thinks?
I'm not gonna debate RFK. You could say I'm the sitting president, but to say you're not going to debate the number one contender, you would be the first time since, I guess, Eisenhower and Al Smith, since there's not debates, since Kennedy and Nixon decided to do black and white television debates.
Well, you could see that Ducey's like, stop covering for him. Stop covering for him. He should be doing the debate. By the way, interesting little update. We heard now that I think it was Donald Trump Jr. and then one other. Was it Kimberly Guilfoyle? I think it was Kimberly Guilfoyle. They were going to be in the spin room after the debate representing Team Trump. And Fox News basically said to them, no, you're not. We're not allowing you in the spin room. You want to be in the spin room? Okay, we'll have Trump do the debate, and then you'll be allowed in the spin room. We're not going to allow you in there when you're not even partaking in the debate. So that's Fox actually showing a little bit of balls, a little bit of spine, and saying, piss off, we're not here to serve you. You know, we're going to do our job effectively as a news network. And we're not going to let you control the narrative, do whatever you want, and then roll out the red carpet for you. Piss off. And so, Kilmeade is so cucked, man. He's so cucked. And yet again, in like 90% of the fights between Kilmeade and Ducey, Ducey's the one that's correct. And neither one of these guys are that bright, but Ducey easily runs circles around Brian Kilmeade. This is another example of it right here. The fact that he doesn't realize that, hey, by Trump skipping this debate, you're opening the door for Biden to potentially skip a debate with Trump. Of course that's the case. Once you guys set the precedent of like, we're just going to not do debates, then you could just continue to not do debates and just say, I don't want to do that. No, there should be, right now it's just a tradition. So it's just like social and cultural pressure. But like I said, I think it should be a law. I think Biden should have to debate Marianne and RFK. I think Trump should have to debate all these ghouls and goblins. I hate how entitled they are. They're so entitled. It's like you're going for a job interview and you say, I'm actually not going to go to the job interview, but give me the job. Excuse you? Excuse you? No, you absolutely should have to go. That's a no-brainer. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.